Obviously, it's easy to get lost in all the broken windows and the graffiti and the looting and everything you're seeing. But at the root of this protest that has been going on for several days is a community that has been crying out for change in how it's policed and transparency for when policing turns deadly. Tonight, ABC 15 investigator Courtney Holmes talks to a Valley civil rights attorney about what has got to happen here when these protests stop and when life goes back to how it's always been.
The death of George Floyd in Minnesota may have been the catalyst, but anger and frustration about police use of force and the lack of transparency has been boiling over within African American and Latino communities in Arizona for years.
Just because you get to wear a uniform, you do not get to shoot children in the back.
But when the dust settles, people go back to their lives.
There's been a lot of meetings throughout the years, and we keep meeting, we keep coming together. However, I don't see any real solutions.
Civil rights attorney Benjamin Taylor says he hopes this time will be different. He's represented dozens of families in use of force incidents. He believes civilian review boards would encourage more transparency.
Right now, we have other agencies that are right next door neighbors to each other, reviewing each other. So police officers know who police officers, and it'd be very hard to judge a fellow police officer when you might be playing softball with them.
City of Phoenix, one of the few that has created such a board, but it hasn't been implemented yet.
That would make the justice system fairer.
He also says the legislature and the governor have to get involved, mandating that body cameras be worn on all law enforcement statewide.
When your person is dead or has been killed, in these cases, you don't have any other witnesses. It's the officer's word against nobody else.
And making that video and police reports available faster. A process he says often takes weeks or months, sometimes not until a lawsuit is filed.
That would help with transparency in the community and trust. And when you have families who are victims of police brutality, they want answers.
But even with answers and video, he says county attorneys rarely prosecute police officers, partially because police do enjoy some immunity, but also
because it's a political aspect, it's a financial aspect, and when you have a police union giving a lot of money to a prosecutor and to government officials, they might not be strong to go up against police brutality.
Ultimately, he says the people being policed need a seat at the table, or it's only a matter of time before this happens all over again.
There's a lot of protesters out there who are not violent, who are doing the right things, who are protesting peacefully, who want real solutions, and their voice isn't being heard.
Courtney Holmes, ABC 15, Arizona.